sometimes gets clouded by the more fashionable parts of it. You know, we are here to support the filmmakers and to increase diversity, to broaden the envelope if we can, and to hopefully legitimize more independent films' place in the film world in general. Now, I'm not comfortable talking about our achievements. That's better. It's better left for you to decide or others to decide. I can only say that I'm proud of the fact that I think we have, whatever contribution we've made has increased the legitimacy for independent film and has pushed the envelope and given more opportunities to the filmmakers.
Probably a lot of people say, why do you do this? No one asks that question before I do, and no one asks it more than I do, because I really wouldn't. I'm an impatient person, and I don't believe in wasting time or energy, mine or anybody else's. So I said, look, if this doesn't work, when I started the festival in 1985, if this doesn't work, I'm not going to hang around pumping it, you know, or beating a dead horse. If it does work, then if it ever ceases to service a need or to be irrelevant, that'll be the end of that. Look, the festival is gone through so many changes. I mean, let's start with the fact that when it started, there was only about 150 people that came, and we had one theater, and I was on the street corner trying to get people into that theater. No one from Hollywood came, no merchants came, and certainly no photographers. Almost half of the filmmakers in this festival are new filmmakers. That's new. Not since the early days of this festival has that happened. Secondly, you have a new generation of filmmakers that are kind of replacing an older generation that are not so interested in inheriting anything from the past, but saying I don't want to be dealing with issues of despair so much or depression. I want to try something new, so just get out of my way. Let me try this. I love the festival. I started it. How can I not love it? I love the fact that it's successful and that it's giving the filmmakers what they need and what they want. The thing I feel sad about is that I don't have the relationship with it I had in the beginning, where I could come see the films and hang out with the filmmakers. There are too many people to meet and to talk to, and so it isn't quite the same for me.
Multifold. It was a huge loss to our community. Not only was he an incredible actor, we all know his work, but his as a director too, films like Quay's Show, he was one of the first guys to do political thrillers, 3 Days of the Condor, All the President's Men. He kind of he paved the way for films like this, but more so than anything, he was a staunch environmental leader and was a member of the NRDC like me and fought for indigenous rights. The list goes on and on. We lost a legend today.
Icon beyond icon. It's so sad. You know, it's inevitable. It just happens. But he left behind so much. And we're never going to see that guy again. You know, that's a different era, a different kind of man, different mentality. That's why it needs to be revered.
It's not just an incredible list of roles and films, both as director, as actor, as producer, but then also the whole Sundance institution, and I mean that will live on and on.
Yeah, you know, Coda being bought there at Sundance, you know, I would always think of him, and I hope that I would have a chance to meet him, and unfortunately I didn't. But it's so touching, and I'm so grateful for all of his work and his the accumulation of all of his hard work. And we still talk about him. Even after he passes away, his impact will live on, and we'll really miss him.
He's always been an inspiration for me, as I'm sure he is for many, many other actors, but also just in his way that he turned his set experience as an actor into being a really accomplished director as well, and all the philanthropic stuff he did. And I you know, would love to live as long as he had and accomplish all the things that he's done and be as respected as he was. What a life.